Okay. We have to talk to head coach Jerrod Calhoun. Coach, can you just open with thoughts on today's game?
Yeah, I thought Montana gave us a heck of a battle. I've said it, for 3 days. These guys, I think, will win the Big Sky. I really do. I think they go to the NCAA tournament. I think their coach is fabulous. They have an identity, winning DNA, and they got a great tradition over there. So they had the number 2 strength of schedule. They had been at Tennessee and Oregon. They weren't coming in here backing down at all. Unfortunate week for us getting Auburn out with a concussion, and then Fish seems like every other day he's day to day, whether it's his knee or his hip. So we had to struggle to get rhythm this week. 3 days ago, I was pretty hard on them, tried to get them to understand the urgency we needed to have. I'm glad we did that. Got to credit our crowd. I thought the herd brought it in a big way. I thought our season ticket holders really helped us. And then, of course, you got to give credit to Ian and Mace. I mean, those kids just made every big winning play. I thought Drake Allen we put him in that middle pick and roll, had a big play. But they have 9 assists, 12 turnovers. Let them shoot 52%. You win by 12. That's toughness. So we made the toughness plays we needed to make. Auburn hopefully will be cleared tomorrow. He worked out today, 1-0, no contact, but he was running up and down the court, looked pretty good. So hopefully he's cleared tomorrow, and then we just got to keep getting Fish healthy as well.
When did Auburn get hurt? When did he get the concussion?
Sean, all these days run together.
Was it during practice?
Yeah, it was a very weird play. If you watch the tape, I don't think he got hit in the head. I thought it was his chin, but he was dizzy. And our doctors, I think, do a fabulous job. And concussions are nothing you want to mess with, right? And once you have a little bit of dizziness, you're going to go into protocol. And but he's progressing really nice. So we're thinking he'll be back tomorrow for practice. But it was about 3 days ago, Sean.
So was the decision to start Carson and Dexter, was that kind of a more lineup decision?
Oh, it was just practice. Honestly, Jason, those are the guys that practiced. Fish didn't practice much. To me, if you don't practice, you can't have rhythm, right? That's why we didn't have great rhythm tonight. We've had these weird lineups, the last couple games, right? And then, Dayton Albury got foul trouble. We're just juggling today. I felt like there was no rhythm to what we were doing, right? And it was the first time that I felt like a coach here that we were begging for effort. It's not a good feeling. So we've got to get some things corrected on defensive rebounding and guarding. We can't give up 83. Like, we know we can get 90 to 100 on most nights, but we can't give up 83 points.
With Auburn's absence for the defense, how much did that kind of hurt with the dribble penetration that they were able to get seemingly throughout?
I think huge. There's a huge difference between a 6'5" center or 6'7" center and 6'11". So when he goes out, KT brings us something a little bit different. They're a heck of a 1-2 punch. Then you get to Isaac Davis, a kid that really hasn't played collegiate basketball. So there's definitely a difference. There's length, there's size. A lob threat offensively, right? Like, we didn't have a single alley-oop, right? Auburn catches alley-oops. He's one of the best lob threats, I think, in the country. People don't realize when you put pressure on the rim by diving, your offense is that much better. So he has a major impact on the game, and we need him against Iowa.
If it ever comes up again, how do you account for that? How do you try to work around that within this defense?
It's tough, it really is, when a big guy like that goes out. But we looked at it. We thought about going some small ball, really just, kind of playing 5 guards. But this is probably not the team to do it because Montana's really strong. They absolutely manhandled us on the glass. So we try to do box-out drills for 3 days for the guys that practiced, right? And that was my big concern if we went really small, say like Drake, Dayton, just a 5-guard lineup. But ID had great work the last 2 days, Isaac Davis. So this game will help him, believe it or not. The 9 minutes that he got, this will help him. And what guys got to understand, you just got to keep competing, right? When you're playing 9 or 10 guys, every day there's an evaluation. Like, if you go in the game, you're not guarding, you're probably coming out. If you're not practicing, you're probably not playing in the game. So we have 9 or 10 guys, but I've said all along, it's going to come down to our front line. right? And that's, to me, on this team, it's really, really important. And really in college basketball, it's really, really important, right? And those guys are hard to get, right? So the ones we have, we got to develop, and we got to keep getting better, with them.
Coach, wanted to ask you about a sequence of the first half. You go into the first media timeout, shoot only 1 for 8.
Yeah.
You come out, you immediately get a bucket, steal, make 3, force another turnover, get another 3, and then you're kind of off to the races from there.
Yeah, that was that time we went diamond press, I believe. I get impatient when we don't score. It's not a great quality to have. So like if we're not scoring, I'm gonna probably ramp it up with either a diamond press or 1-2-2 press or a 2-2-1. We just weren't scoring, right? We were getting some pretty good looks. So I thought that changed. It sped them up, right? And then they shot. We got out and ran. And that's really what we do, And but you got to give these guys credit. I thought one thing that they did an unbelievable job of was they really fixed a lot of their ball screen coverages. So what I mean by that is against Oregon and Tennessee, they kept showing 1 through 4. I'm not sure why they do that. I would did what he did tonight. They went underneath, or I would switch. So it was like a little bit of a chess match there for a little proportion of that second half. And Drake made a couple big plays. Mace made a couple big plays, but I thought we just we stayed the course, right? And we got up 14 at halftime. I told the guys it's 0-0. But first adversity, really, really rough practice week with bodies. So you have to give our guys a ton of credit the way we responded because we got beat in some pretty big categories, right? Rebounding, assist to turnover was bad, but we stole the ball 18 times. Where we have to get better is at points per possession in the half court, right? Like Iowa, these teams we're playing that are coming up, if you can't get out and run, it's going to come down to a half-court possession game. Can you execute, right? Can you screen? Can you get guys in pick and rolls, take advantage of mismatches, get the ball side to side? And then defensively, can you get a stop in the half court? And it really starts with our top guys. But I think, Sean hit it on the head, like not having a 6'11 guy, that makes a difference. So, he can't cover up for those guys. Like today, the guys up top that were guarding the ball, their mistakes weren't covered up because we didn't have a 6'11 guy there that gives you that protection around the rim. So we got exploited a little bit tonight on that, which is good because you got to guard the ball as a guard.
Coach, you break 100 points the first 3 games. Tonight, you say you're off rhythm and you put up 95. Is this output something that you expected when you were putting this roster together in the offseason?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is how the game's supposed to be played. I think when people pay the prices that they're paying, in college basketball, whether it's NIL, whether it's, season tickets, to me, basketball is supposed to be exciting. Basketball is supposed to be ran up and down. You're supposed to give players freedom. You're supposed to give players confidence. What really made me upset tonight was just the details, the small things, right? But like offensively, there's not very few players that ever play for me that don't love it. Because if you're open, you shoot it, right? And we try to teach you how to play the right way and then just go play. And I think like a guy like Martinez, is going to thrive. A guy like Mason Falslev is going to thrive. Like guys that can pass, catch, shoot, make decisions, and just play free basketball. But yeah, I think that's why, like he said over here, like our first 4 at home, whatever we're averaging, we're probably still averaging over 100 points a game. To me, why would people not want to watch that, right? Like it's a great style of play. You look at the Boston Celtics, how they won an NBA championship, and UConn. UConn's offense it's like poetry. I actually showed our guys 3 days ago. I said, look at this. This is like artwork with the spacing and the setups. We try to learn from those teams, and we can still get better, believe it or not, offensive. We should have scored about 110. We missed free throws. We missed some open shots.
Dealing with Money Williams on defense looks like a handful.
Yeah.
You were able to get him off rhythm a little bit in the second half, enough to at least slow him down. How did you do that? How did you kind of keep him, blunt the damage enough, basically?
Good player. Really, really, really good player. When you're the main guy and Tennessee knows you're the main guy and they give up 30, we knew he's the main guy, he gets 25, right? So he went to 2 very, very good programs and averaged 27.5 points a game. You can put the ball in the basket. I thought there was 3 to 4 possessions, John, we were really bad. Right, so we kept saying number 12 is more of a setup guard. Whitney, he had 8 points, right? So when he's driving, you got to inch out to Money, Mace got lost. He claims that was not a foul. I haven't seen it yet. He's like, Coach, I did not touch him, but shouldn't even have came to that, right? Like, you're inching out to number 0, Money Williams. That's their best player. We don't want to be closing late like that, right? So, but the kid, what he's been through, right? Like, I know you guys have probably read his story. Just a remarkable young man. Wish him all the well. A good luck this season, but more importantly, just in life, what him and his parents, or what he's had to deal with his parents and his siblings is something that no young man should have to deal with. So I'm a big fan of him. And I don't know if I'm allowed to donate or not, but I would certainly want to help him. I was actually going to ask Tony if I could.
Coach, you have a couple days before Iowa. What are you going to look for out of your players in practice this week?
Yeah, attention to detail, guard the basketball better, rebound the ball better, get the ball side to side better. So pass the ball, rebound the ball, and then just sense of urgency, right? And understand this is a quad 1. We wanted to play quad 1s. Our next 3 games are neutral site games. I think you'll get a real taste of where we're at, on Friday night. Coach, Fran's a great coach. He's got a great team. They're skilled. They're scoring 90-something a game, right? So something's got to give, right? Somebody's got to play defense, and somebody's got to execute. I think it's a great event. And then you're going to Orlando to play 2 really good teams. So just ramping it up, right, and understanding, like, every game is critical. The last thing you want to do is look back at your season and say, we shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Like, we got a great opportunities. We're playing quad 1 teams. So we got to be ready to go. Thanks, guys.